Hey everybody, I'm going to be reading Bloodfill, Jeff the Killer's love story. My eyes flutter open as my phone vibrates out of control. Ugh! I grunt, frustrated. It was Saturday morning. I forgot to turn off my frickin' alarm. I tried to go back to sleep, but it was no use. I got up and got dressed in ripped jeans and an Iron Maiden concert t-shirt. I did my short brown hair and lined my dark blue eyes with eyeliner. I slipped on my checkerboard Vans and headed downstairs. My puppy was lying on the couch. He was so cute. "Ozzy, come here, boy," I whispered to him. The small miniature Doberman gets up and snuggles in my arms. I laughed and gave him a big kiss. "Come on, sweetie, we're going for a walk." I put his harness on him and we leave the house. As we walk past the playground, my dog starts to bark. "Shh!" I attempted to hush him. He started to back away. Ozzy's never looked so scared in his life, I say to myself. Then I look up to see what he's so terrified. "Hello. Hope, is it?" A man laughs. He slowly walks towards me. I start to back away slowly. The man was wearing black dress pants and a white hoodie. He had black hair, about as long as mine, maybe a bit shorter. His face was covered by his hood. The only thing I could see was an evil smile that was literally ear to ear. "What do you want from me?" I asked, trying to sound calm. He smirked, clearly telling I was scared. "I want you to go to sleep," he said, pouncing on me. He pulls out a knife and aims right at my throat. I scream. My dog runs over and bites my hands. He screams in pain as his hand gushes blood. He drops the knife. I quickly grabbed it and got up. I saw his face. It was completely white. It looked like he was smiling from ear to ear because he must have cut it open or something. But the worst part were his eyes. He had no eyelids. His eyes were never closing, ringed in black. I held out the knife, not knowing how to use it, just hoping it would scare him off. He stood up and laughed an evil laugh, laughing an evil laugh again. "See you later, Hope." He turned around and walked into the forest. I stood there in shock. What in the world just happened? I picked up Ozzy and ran home crying. When I got home, everyone was still sleeping. Good, I thought. I brought my dog up to my room and sat on my couch, just thinking. I gave my dog a few more kisses. Without him, I would have been dead. I must have been crying pretty hard because my younger brother, Rhett, came into the room. "Hope, what are you doing up? It's 7:30 on a Saturday morning." Then he looked up and saw my face. "What's wrong?" He said, practically running into my side. "It's nothing. I just had a bad dream," I reassured him. He looked at me sadly and said okay. He gave me a big hug and walked out. My brother was 15 and I'm 17. We've always been really close though, and I have never lied to him, so it broke my heart that I didn't tell him the truth. But it was for the best, right? I was up all morning watching old Family Guy episodes. It was 9:30 when I finally heard my mom downstairs. Trying not to disturb my dog who was laying in my lap, I got up and checked in the mirror. "Damn it," I mumbled under my breath. My eyes were a swollen, puffy mess from crying. I grabbed some makeup and tried to cover it up as best I could. Well, it looked a little better, but still noticeable. Couldn't tell my mom I was almost killed. Looks like I'll have to play the whole dad card again. I walked downstairs trying to avoid my mom and just get some breakfast. "Well, you're up early," she says, not looking up from her newspaper she was reading. "Yeah, I was just going to grab an apple and head back up to my room." What does she mean early? It's 9:39. She gave me a look down and motions me to come to her. She gives me a big hug. Honey, is this about your dad again? I started to tear up with the thought of my dad. I shook my head and tears rolled down my face. Hope, it's been almost a year since your father was murdered. We need to start moving on. Trust me, he would have wanted that. I nodded silently and walked out, without saying a word. I went up to my room and started to cry. I miss my dad so much. I used to be so close to him. He was on a business trip in Seattle when he was brutally gutted. I knew that shouldn't have gone. Sweetheart, my mother yells up at me. Me and Red are going to the store to shop for a present for Sarah. Her birthday is next week. Will you be okay alone? I'll be fine. I was a little embarrassed that my younger brother has a girlfriend. I'm still a single loser. But I really like Sarah. When I finally calmed down, I decided to take a nap. I lay down on my bed and drifted off into sleep. I dreamt about that guy. I didn't scream though when he pulled out a knife. I just asked why. He just stood there and laughed. I woke up shaking. I really need some fresh air. I knew that was a bad idea, but I couldn't help myself. Plus, I wouldn't go far. I put on my purple hoodie and walked outside. It was really foggy. I started walking to Sarah's house to talk to her. She was like my only friend. I could trust her. I felt warm breath on my neck. I felt my heart skip a beat, and I didn't want it. I didn't want to, but very slowly. I did very slowly and saw him standing there. But it was odd. I didn't see a knife in his hands, like I did last time. Hey, he said, smirking. Hi. I managed to stutter out. Hope, there's no need to be scared. Are you kidding me? You tried to kill me, like 4 hours ago, and now you're telling me not to be scared? Yes, he replied. I looked at him confused. He gave me a cute smile and started to walk away. Wait, I grabbed his wrist. You know my name. So I want to know yours. Letting go of his wrist, he looks up. I'm Jeff. I smiled. That name suited him pretty well. When will I see you again? I asked him. He walks away. Soon. He says to me. I must have been smiling huge because when I got to Sarah's house, her mother answered the door and asked me if I met a boy. What? No way. I was trying to sound like I really didn't. Okay then. She gave me a wink. Sarah's up in her room. Thanks. I say as I walk up the stairs. She was laying on her bed listening to her iPod. When she sees me, she gives me a big old hug, and asks me if I'm okay. Why do you ask? Well, Rhett kind of texted me saying that you were up crying. I probably turned bright red. I was just thinking about my dad. I tell her. She gives me another big hug and looks like she's going to cry. No, don't cry. I have some news, I say, trying to calm her down. What? You're gonna think I'm crazy, but there's this guy. Sarah cut me off. Oh my god, Hope. Now we can have double dates. He tried to kill me. Her smile faded away. She was going to say something, but I just shushed her and kept talking. He tried to kill me at like 7 this morning. But he didn't, obviously. I cried all morning before I decided I should come talk to you. On my way here, I saw him again. He didn't threaten me, though. It was weird. I got his name, and he said he'd see me around. Sarah looked speechless. She gave me a joking look. You like him? She says, poking me. I blushed a little and looked at the floor. Oh my god, Hope. I didn't think you really did. I looked up at her, tears in my eyes. What's wrong with me? I whispered. I don't know. She looks at me. Do you want me to walk you home? No, I don't want you to get hurt. I gave her a big hug and leave. I walked back to my house. All I could think about was Jeff. His face was horrific at first glance, but now I kind of liked it. Why didn't he kill me? I asked myself out loud. I just wasn't in the mood to, Jeff said in a joking tone. Where the hell did you come from? I asked him, part joking, part actually curious. I just happened to see you and thought, let's go mess with Hope. I smiled at him. We walked in silence for what seemed like forever when he finally said, You know, you're basically leading a psycho killer to your house, right? I stopped and thought for a second. If you're a killer, then seriously, why didn't you kill me? He looked as stumped as I did. Usually, after I kill someone, I have no regrets whatsoever. In fact, I feel sort of happy. He smiled. But there's something about you. I don't know why, but I couldn't let you die. I blushed big time. He gave me a cute smile again. I socked him in the shoulder, and we walked to my house.